So if you've got your new EV on order and you probably know lots of things by now, but one of the useful things to do is to have an app which shows you where all the charges are. And the one that I've used is Zap Map, which I think is pretty good. And if you look on there, you can see there's an awful lot of charges available, and you can sit with hope and think, hey, life's going to be easy. But one of the useful things to do is to apply some filters. And so I'm going to put, I want, or wrong way around, minimum of 50 kilowatts, because if I'm charging in public, then I'm going to want reasonably fast charging. Bearing in mind, if it's a 50 kilowatt charger, then and there's two hoses and two cars on it, then you won't be charged at 50 kilowatts, you'll be charging at half that rate. So the times we've done it, we've actually charged, when there's two cars, we've charged at 22 kilowatts per hour. Also bear in mind that if you are charging very low, so you've got less than 20% battery, your charge rate is going to be quite rapid. And once you get over 80%, the charge rate is going to go down quite considerably. Connector types, just the ones from my car. Tesla combos, so that does that. Apply those. You start to see it goes down a bit more. And then also I'm going to put in access. I want public access. Frustrating to turn up to a charger and find you can't get in because it's owned by somebody, private business. But you still see you've got plenty of chargers. If I come down and zone into an area, and I'm going to zone into Perth, lots of chargers. If I go into list, it then lists where they all are and gives me some really good information. Get some ratings as well. The Perth supercharger, Tesla only. Boxton Parson Ride, Boxton Far, SF Super Connect. So you can see here there's a lot of chargers available. Also, if I go into the map and I open up, now I hope this works, doesn't always. If I click on it, that Pacific one there, it tells me the triangle, so I know there's a nice Starbucks here, and there's actually space here to go and walk my little doggies a little bit. Tells you it's available. Some pictures. You can see then although it says it's available, it's got a note from a user saying it's out of service, so it may or may not be working. Also see it's 69 pence per kilowatt hour, so I can see what the charges are. Device 2, device 3, device 4. So I know what I'm going to pay, I know it's working or not. The big question on this is always if it's accurate. That if it says it's available, when you get there, is it actually available? And that's been a significant problem that we found in Zap app, is that the information isn't always as accurate as you want it to be. So on the 2 times we've done public charging and we've used this, we've always gone to chargers that say they are available and working, and often we've got there and they're either not working or not available. The big one being getting to Gretna on the energy charger, which is a fast charger or rapid charger, and Zap Map said all 4 were available, and we thought great, and given how quiet the road was, it was reasonable to assume it was available. We were checking all the way up, so we were less than a minute away. We did our last check because we could have moved on. Pulled off, got into the service station, and there are all the chargers are being used, and there is a queue as well. So then we moved on. The next one up would have been was a 50 kilowatt charger, and that was also being used but shown as being available. And then the next one up, which is Abington Services, that was shown available and was available, 50 kilowatt charger. So this is a really useful little app. Shows all the chargers, shows if they're working, gives you enough information to keep going. Without this, God, I dread to think how we would have got on. What it allowed us to do was, first of all, to make a plan of where we're going to charge, and then as the battery status changed because of the weather, to redo that plan. But also, as we found chargers that were full, in the end, what we did was go to Abington. We used the 50 kilowatt charger. Somebody else was on it, so we knew that was then cutting down to 22 kilowatts. We charged for, I think, 25, 30 minutes. That gave us enough for, I think, 40 miles. And then we went up to the supercharger at Hamilton, which is a 300 kilowatt charger, and to do a full charge there. And that was available and empty. So if you're going to have an EV and you're going to use the public charging network, then Zap Map or something like it is a must. It's the only way you will be able to use the public charging network effectively and also identify what it's going to cost you before you get there. So I hope you found that useful. Good little app.